Songs of Silence sings a strong first note. From its captivating soundtrack and hyper-stylized Art Nouveau inspired visuals, to its committed high fantasy voice acting performances and unique approach to RTS combat, one that involves auto-battling and deck building, SOS makes immediately clear that it takes itself seriously, and so should you, regardless of how many throwaway Angry Birds mobile games its developer made in the past. At this stage of early access, Songs of Silence sports half of its 10-part narrative-driven campaign, and each mission is stuffed full of fun world-building lore that revolves around the Silence, an all-consuming black or reddish hole blob thing, controlled by a fanatical cult called the Crusade that's determined to... not super sure to be honest. You see, your world is split into two realms, one of light, one of dark, and the Silence seems intent on gobbling both of them up in order to, I guess, restore balance somehow. What I do know is that you'll battle the Silence as both Lorelei, a reluctant heiress to the Light Realm throne of Erengard, and Akkard, a spunky prince trapped in the crumbling Dark Realm. A number of interesting side characters both help and hurt you along the way, and each features a committed voice actor.
Don't know what he's kept me alive for. Guess just as a ruggedly handsome punching bag.
All in all, I consider the game's story a strength, and I'm excited to see its second half. Though it blends a number of genres, Songs of Silence is a classic fantasy 4X at heart, meaning you're here to build up your base and blow up baddies, which I guess would be a 4B. To do so, you'll use a combination of cards of which there are 3 types. Blue strategy cards are used to build and improve your settlements, castles, and temples, each of which will gradually level up, in doing so giving you more resources per turn like gold that you'll use to play grade troop recruitment cards. After assembling a hero-led army, you'll lead said army into interesting auto battles that you can dramatically impact through your deck of the third and final type of cards, red cards. These buffs, debuffs, heals, shields, attacks, and retreat cards are all linked to timers and can be played anywhere on the battlefield, which if used correctly turns an otherwise uninteresting hands-off auto battle snooze fest into an often frantic all-hands-on-deck adventure. It's not a perfect system, as the level-capped campaign missions mean you'll accrue new cards at a snail's pace. Still, it feels like an evolution in RTS combat, and I want more of it. Equally impressive are the game's single-player objectives, as each campaign mission has its own fun flavor. You'll go from good old 4X conquering of an entire map, to charting a sneaky, stealthy path through enemy territory using the game's stealth mechanic, to defending your castle from an unending siege of silence. Each map has its own little surprises and side quests too, including a little adventure mode that pits you against powerful monsters in exchange for powerful rewards. But while Songs of Silence handles its core mechanics well, it's clear the game is still missing significant polish. In addition to missing or incorrect text here and there, not to mention a hefty helping of visual bullshittery, I did encounter a game-breaking battle bug that necessitated a full restart. Not of the battle, but of the whole program, because for some miserable reason the game won't let players access the menu during combat, meaning you're stuck watching the bitter end of every battle gone wrong before you're given the opportunity to reload. But these faults seem fixable and are pretty easy to forgive on day one of early access, especially when the rest of the game is so darn fun to look at. While the actual in-game textures and lighting fail to live up to the dozens upon dozens of eye-popping unit designs, done in that gorgeous Art Nouveau style, I'm still giving SOS a strong 4 out of 5 for visuals. The soundtrack, meanwhile, is well done if a smidge too repetitive. Would love to see some more music added by 1.0 because what's here is quite good. The sound design, meanwhile, needs some work, preferably starting with this annoying mooing sound that plays every 5 seconds while organizing your army. That brings us to overall value. I beat the game's 5 missions in about 12 hours, then tossed a few more at the skirmish mode, which includes a multiplayer option that I haven't yet gotten to experience. I haven't yet seen a price announcement, but I felt like my time was well spent, and would give it a 4 out of 5 here, assuming it retails around the expected $30 price tag. So, after averaging up our micrometrics, Songs of Silence gets an aggregate megascore of 3.71 out of 5, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the game or my review. Until next time, this is Scope, and thanks for watching.